In today's video, we are going to be reacting to the 15 most dangerous places in the world. Some of these places are so dangerous, you die within 10 seconds of being there. Let's get into it.
Number 15, Snake Island, Brazil. 93
I'm
miles
already
away
terrified.
From Sao Paulo lies a land that is considered to be the most dangerous place on Earth. Ilha de Queimada Grande, or Snake
Yeah, I'm
Island,
going to act like I know how to pronounce that.
where no human is allowed to step
Well, yeah,
foot.
I couldn't imagine someone, like me and all of you would want to go to somewhere where there's snakes every 2 inches. That's a pretty bad idea.
With highly venomous and deadly golden
exactly.
snakes slithering around the land, there is no safe quarter on the island. Last known human inhabitants date back to the 1920s. Legend says the last fisherman who strayed too close to the island shore was discovered on his boat days later, lifeless in his
Exactly. It's like, could you imagine like a cruise ship just casually, going by this island? Hey, look at that the most dangerous island on the planet. Oh, there's a snake by me? Oh, I am not. Oh.
blood. Number 14, Sinabung Volcano, Indonesia.
Not very surprising.
Mount Sinabung is arguably one of the most dangerous places on Earth. In 2010, after 400 years in dormancy, Sinabung Volcano awoke and spewed hot gas, ash, and rocks into the Indonesian
Interesting.
land. Thousands were harmed and at least 15 people were killed. Sinabung Volcano is the only volcano on level 4 alerts and completely off limits to any climbers.
Okay.
In 2019, another eruption caused havoc across the local village. Captured footage shows how ash and smoke shot 23,000 feet into the air.
All right, let's see.
Coated the land in debris. Number 13.
What, bro, I wanted to see the ash and not just... Disappointing already.
One of the world's most famous mysteries is the infamous Bermuda Triangle. The Devil's Triangle is bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, and is the place where ships, planes, and people mysteriously disappear.
Totally didn't know
Giant
that.
Airplanes and boats have vanished without ever radioing for distress messages. Some theories say that powerful rogue waves that reach up to 100 feet destroy all evidence.
Yeah,
of a
like
ship or
that's gonna
plane,
happen.
and are the cause of sudden disappearances. No matter what the reasons may be, they're
Who's the chameleon?
I think the reason why ships can't communicate is because there's something in the clouds that prevents signals from getting through. Again, it could just be me, but anyway.
Lake Natron, Tanzania.
Okay, first lake.
Lake Natron
Okay.
is a notorious place on Earth where all living creatures die from simple contact, and where birds suddenly turn into stones and statues. Not only is the
You
lake
might as well just call it Medusa at this point.
extremely alkaline, but this supernatural place in Tanzania can reach dangerously high temperatures as well. And while the glass-looking and reflective lake tricks birds into flying straight into water, it's the climate that turns these creatures into stones. During dry seasons, when the water recedes, the birds desiccate and turn into stone-like statues. The pictures speak for themselves.
Bro, just call it Medusa Lake. That is a whole lot more fitting of a name in my opinion.
California, U.S.
Okay, I've heard of Death Valley.
is a very apt name for this Californian desert. With the highest temperature ever recorded in history, Death Valley's degrees vary from 134 degrees Fahrenheit at dawn to negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit at night.
Huh?
At 282
How?
feet below sea level, Death Valley is the lowest point in North America.
Oh,
Without
interesting.
any water, the hottest place on Earth can kill a human within 14 hours. The mysterious desert has rocks that move across the ground and sand that sings. Worth a quick trip and adventure, but make sure to drink your water.
I mean, you're gonna go through that water supply within like 2 minutes, and then I just drank a gallon because it's so hot out.
Number 10, Danakil Desert, Eritrea.
So hang on a minute. How is Death Valley less intimidating than whatever he just said here? So you have Death Valley, which is a desert with no life possible, and then you have a name that I can't pronounce, and that's more deadly. Yeah, that totally makes sense. I'm just not gonna say anything, and I'm gonna move on. I mean, that's like Death P or something.
Eritrea, Africa. Located in northeast Ethiopia, it's the land the Afar people call home, Danakil Desert. With an average year-round temperature of 95 degrees Fahrenheit, this African desert is one of the hottest scorching places on Earth. But the dry and hot weather aren't the only features of this astounding desert. Across hundreds of miles stands the Danakil Depression, a a place where 3 tectonic plates join and create the depression.
Okay.
As small volcanoes dominate the Rift Valley, the floor is mostly made of basaltic lava.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, plenty of humans can live here. Yeah. Oh, I'm standing on lava. Yeah. That's probably gonna kill me.
The flaming magma displays a dangerously beautiful scene. Number 9. Valley of Death, Russia. You might think the Valley of
All right,
Death
I'm just gonna take into assumption that the rest of these have death in their name. I wouldn't be surprised.
is an over-exaggeration, or a tad bit too...
An exaggeration?
Once you hear about this supernatural place, you'll see why this name is very fitting and apt. Located in eastern Russia...
I mean, grass is smoking. I think it's a pretty fitting name and not surprising.
Graveyard, with many puzzling head-scratching and backstories and origins. This valley remains to be an unsolved mystery. According to legend, 2 hunters stumbled upon the bizarre land in the 1930s. Upon climbing up the Kipnich volcano, they saw land with no grass or plants, covered with dead animal bodies.
And then they died soon
Explorers
after.
started to feel dizzy and decided to flee the area. As rumors of the mysterious land spread, many tried to finally solve the puzzle and come back with proper answers. Just like animals, around 80 human lives were taken by the supernatural valley. Scientists have deduced that the lethality of the land...
See, I
is
told
due to
you
high
I told you it was gonna happen. Like, are we surprised at all?
concentrations of poisonous gases that arise from the volcano. A mix of hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide kill living creatures within minutes, whilst also preserving dead animals.
So how did those hikers get out of
As
it?
the deadly gases
Oh, wait, they
accumulate
didn't.
throughout the animals' bodies, it prevents the bacteria responsible for decomposition to complete its action. That's why animal bodies were seen scattered around the land. As one might expect, the Valley of Death is closed for visitors. The only way to sneak a peek
Closed
at the
for
land is
visitors?
through
The visitors never come back.
a helicopter tour, which cost a hefty $700.
Okay,
Number
next.
8. Madidi National Park.
Yeah, hey guys, we're gonna make a national park right in the middle of one of the most dangerous places on the planet. Yeah,
A fairy tale, but this picturesque park is extremely dangerous in real life. Manditi National Park, located in Bolivia, is the home to the most poisonous and venomous fauna in the world. A simple touch, cut, or a wound can become infected with tropical parasites that cause dizziness. and
okay,
death.
so we have Snake Island, and then we have Insect Park. Yeah, this is Jurassic Park, but realistic and probably worse.
Nika Crystal Cave, Mexico.
Okay, I didn't think a crystal
The Nika
cave could be
Crystal Cave in
dangerous.
Mexico is so mysterious and unexplored that National Geographic
That does look
shot an
very cool,
hour-long
though.
documentary showcasing the dangers and wonders of the Crystal Cave. 3 scientists geared up for a deep exploration trip as they visited Nika's Mountain's infamous cave.
I mean, could you imagine?
Located
Could
in
you
the
imagine how much just one of those crystals would be worth if they were able to get it out? I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Chihuahuan Desert, this mountain is home to the biggest crystals in
Yeah.
the world. As hot magma lurks below the cave, this Mexican destination is a heat stroke accident waiting to happen.
Oh.
The 3 scientists sent for an impossible mission had different goals in mind. Their main objective was to collect the crystal samples and to later observe them. There are these crystals the size of redwood trees. You stand there with your mouth wide open, said Chris McKay, a planetary scientist. Exciting and life-changing as this adventure might have been, one must remember that as soon as a person walks into the cave, their body starts to die. With incredibly high temperatures and unbearable humidity, the only way to approach such a cave was by using protective suits. But even with the appropriate...
I mean, that is probably the smartest thing I have seen in a long time. An ice vest. I mean, it's not going to last more than probably, 5 minutes, but still. That is genius.
The scientists only have about a half hour to collect their samples and get out alive. George Kourounis, a well-known adventurer and documentary expert,
Oh, hey guys, look, it's Dr. Eggman from Sonic. Hey, how you doing? I don't know, I forget the name of the actor. Please don't hate me. How you doing, my friend?
liked to spend only 1 day at the notorious Crystal Cave. It took the explorer 2 years to finally get the permission needed. But according to the Daredevil, it was worth the wait. It looks like Superman's Fortress of Solitude, says George.
I mean, yeah, it's quite the fortress, if you know what I mean.
As far as the hot temperature goes, even George vouched for the cave's unbearable heat, commenting, "As soon as you walk in, you start to die." Number 5. Kawaijan Volcano, Indonesia. Seeing the breathtaking and mesmerizing blue lava
That is
driven
very
light
cool,
might
though.
seem like a futuristic
That's
movie
cool.
scene, but in reality, it's extremely poisonous Kawa-Ijen Lake.
I mean, well, blue fire
Stunning
is the
turquoise lake
hottest,
sits
so
at the
yeah.
peak of Kawa-Ijen
Or-
volcano.
wait,
At
right?
night, electric blue flames can be seen rolling down the mountainsides. The absolutely jaw-dropping lake is full of hydrochloric acid, which is more corrosive than battery acid. The hydrogen chloride gas spewing from the volcano collides with sulfur-containing gases and creates a powerful chemical that is unimaginably corrosive. The Greek-Canadian explorer George Kourounis once again had the opportunity
Bro,
to explore
you tried once, you barely made it out alive, now you want to go to an even more dangerous place? Like, yo, Eggman, you better have your ship with you if you know what's good for you.
world's most dangerous places. The adventurer took a small rubber boat out into the
Why
acid
would you...
lake to measure its
Okay, it
acidity.
doesn't matter what the ship is made of, why would you even go out on that in the first place?
It's just a toxic lake of sulfuric acid. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could
The pH of
possibly
the
go
water was
wrong?
measured to be as low as 0.13. But even though this volcano and lake are clearly dangerous and deadly
This game
Yeah, I don't care what the dumb game is.
to humans, miners still risk their lives to collect the accumulated sulfur. George had watched these miners hard at work and recalls how the only protection they had was a wet rag stuffed into their mouth. The sulfur dioxide gas would still leak through and dissolve away their front teeth. Beautiful as it may seem, the Kawa-Ijen volcano and lake is one of the most dangerous places on Earth.
Bro. So, I swear to God, if Eggman is here once again, I'm just gonna leave.
Mount Washington, New Hampshire, United States.
Okay.
It's a widely known fact that Mount Everest is not only the tallest mountain in the world,
We kinda already
it's
knew
also
that.
the most dangerous mountain on Earth. And while no other great summit can come close to the incredible height and perplexity of Mount Everest, there's one other mountain in the world that holds a substantial title, known as the most dangerous small mountain in the world. Mount Washington in New Hampshire is any hiker's worst nightmare.
Okay. Well, I'm
What
not a
exactly
hiker,
makes
so...
this peak so hazardous? It's clearly not the height, but the wind. In April 1934,
Bro.
the highest ever wind velocity of 231 miles
Dang,
per hour
that's
was recorded on
hurricane-
Mount Washington. Even at wind speeds of 60 miles per hour, hiking becomes nearly impossible. Powerful blowing winds and cold weather combine.
Man,
to
that's...
intensify
Bro,
hypoth-
could you imagine that? 150 mile an hour winds that's below freezing. Way worse than a hurricane.
Temperatures that drop to negative 40
Exact-
Fahrenheit and continuous heavy snowfalls make Mount Washington a truly dangerous place to visit. Daredevil
Why would you want to
hikers who
visit it
see
in the
this
first
mountain as
place?
a beatable obstacle do heavy research before starting their unforgettable journey. Meticulous calculations have to
Bro,
be
look
made
at
in
that.
order
That's-
to
oh
begin
my
the adventure
goodness,
with
look at that.
appropriate weather. With over 150 recorded fatalities since 1849, it's paramount to embark on such an adventure extremely prepared and organized. Number 3, Lake Nos, Cameroon.
Okay. It already
The
looks
silent but
terrifying.
deadly Lake Nos turned out to be much more dangerous than scientists first assumed. Lake Nos, located in Cameroon, Central Africa, seemed like an innocent, beautiful lake surrounded by small villages.
You know, apparently
At
it
first
kills
glance, no one
1,000
could
people in a
expect this
minute.
Quiet, blue, and picturesque lake to be more than just a pool of water. But the narrative changed on one fateful August night. In 1986, a tall fountain of water started spouting out of Lake Nos. The fountain soon released a white cloud of gas, which grew bigger by the minute. It reached 300 feet in height and spread over the nearby villages. Residents soon started to lose consciousness and collapse on the ground. The gas turned out to be carbon dioxide. At concentrations greater than 15%,
Jeez.
carbon dioxide can be lethal. And on that August night, more than 1,700 villagers
Oh
died on the
my
spot.
good. Oh my. So I predicted it basically. Just worse.
CO2 can be kept under lakes and surrounding rocks for decades. When a volcano erupts, it emits dangerously high amounts of carbon dioxide. This compound has the ability to pass through rocks and slowly dissolve in the groundwater. If this event takes place near a lake, carbon dioxide eventually saturates the water, leaving it to be extremely dangerous and hazardous. While most cases of dissolved underwater carbon dioxide overturn, reach the surface, and eventually dissolve in the atmosphere, this didn't happen to Lake Nyos. Poisonous gas remained trapped until something triggered its release and resulted in over 1,700 deaths.
It's crazy.
Number 2, Fraser Island, Australia.
Oh, that looks
A fun way to
totally
spend a
normal.
hot summer day is to pack your suitcase and head to the beach.
Oh
You can
yeah,
enjoy
great
the
tourist
refreshing, entertaining
destination.
time at the beach, swimming and tanning alongside your friends and family. But one beach that's categorically forbidden is located on Fraser Island. Just off the southeastern coast of Queensland, Australia, stands a beautifully mesmerizing beach.
Okay, that does look
Unlike your
pretty
local
cool.
shores, Fraser Island is the #1 most dangerous
Bro,
beach
like,
in the
okay,
world.
look at this. Does this look like something you want to swim in?
Every aspect of the beach is unsafe and extremely hazardous, from the ocean water and beach sand to the animals and water species that inhabit this land. No part of Fraser Island is considered to be bearable for humans. Deep inside the ice-cold
Stop it with the ads!
waters live irukandji jellyfish and bluebottles, tentacled species with powerful stinging abilities. How can sand be dangerous, you may ask? As the sand in the lakes can't be seen, enthusiastic swimmers choose to go headfirst into the water, without any hint of how shallow the water truly is. As far as animal inhabitants go, most have heard of the infamous Australian dog species, the dingoes. And unlike our human companions and loyal dogs, these species aren't as friendly to people as one might assume. They are wild, undomesticated predators that can attack anyone or anything that triggers aggression or irritation. As there are thousands of beaches across the world, there is no logical reason to visit Fraser Island.
Okay, so most of them were caused from some kind of volcano. That's a large amount of them. And this one is just, so this one, you just die by dogs? Alright then.
Death Wish. #1, Elephant Kingdom, Thailand.
Bro, already I see
The
crocodiles
Elephant Kingdom,
eating. Yeah, I don't
located
want
in
to go there.
Chonburi, Thailand, is thought to be the world's most terrifying tourist attraction. While cities and towns all over the world offer beautiful scenery and historic castles, this particular tourist attraction offers something completely different. Even
Yeah,
though the
death.
name Elephant Kingdom might make you think this famous Thailand destination is stretched out land inhabited by elephants, in reality, it's something quite the opposite. Have you ever wanted to climb into a metal cage and feed reptiles?
No.
Well, the notorious Elephant Kingdom offers just that. Tourists from all over the world gather in Chonburi in the hopes of feeding live 10-foot-long crocodiles,
Bro.
only separated by a metal cage that is kept afloat with plastic
Yeah, that metal
barrels.
cage isn't going to
There's
help
little
you.
to no barrier against the deadly reptiles. Tourists on board of the metal cages often don't realize that they themselves could end up being the crocodile's meals. The small caliber rafts were often broken down and unsafe. The empty plastic barrels that held up the cage would often sink or move, adding suspense to the already tense situation. When a tourist captured the now viral photo of tourists dangling food for the reptiles, social media went berserk. The international outcry forced the Thai government and local police to finally step in and take proper measures. This extremely dangerous and over-the-top park was finally shut down in 2016.
Yeah, why would you have an attraction where you're feeding like one of the most dangerous? I can't even speak English anymore. Yeah, hey everyone, come into our zoo. Yeah, we've got a crocodile feeding, spot over here. Yeah, great opportunity. Yeah, hey, you could also probably die. You ever think of that? Well, if your mind is just as blown as mine was and you are now traumatized, then make sure to like and subscribe.